Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Ruka.
And Big Boy Summer here, bringing you another Hot or Not.
Today, the Saint's power is omnipotent, is in the hot seat, so let's judge. Creativity. I really like the premise of the show. It's basically saying that there's miasma in the atmosphere, and when it's really heavy, it can actually change humans into these monsters. It warps the body, it warps the mind. It's quite different to something that I've seen before, and the reason for them summoning people from another world is to stop this from happening, because when it gets too heavy and they can't combat it themselves, they resort to summoning someone who will have the Saint's powers, and they will be able to basically stop this from happening. I also like that the author is Yuka Tachibana, who is a female author, and I think that you can actually feel that throughout.
Yeah, in terms of creativity, yeah, you could definitely feel that it had a female touch to it. Like, there were certain things that were mentioned or showed, like the strength of her to say, okay, yeah, I'm out in this situation. That was pretty cool. I played enough games with this sort of premise, sort of situation. The first opening scene was breathtaking, and it looked like a game. So I kind of get this concept already.
Entertainment. So, firstly, it was interesting that they showed us how potions were made. There was nothing grandiose about the potion making. It felt more like a science experiment, and I like that the actual thing that makes the potion a potion is you just infusing your magical power into it. But I do think it could have been a little bit more. They could have gone a little bit further with it. It's a potion. Take it there. Also, the animation style is gorgeous. Just like Big Boy Sama was saying, the opening scene was breathtaking. It was beautiful. I actually said, wow, when I saw the opening. I also like how they acknowledge that Sei didn't know how to do anything, and the act of actually having to teach her how to do certain things. And although the episode is kind of soft in terms of what's going on, there's nothing like really hardcore. We had the undercurrents coming in there with the director informing on Sei to someone who we don't actually know, some unknown person, and for an unknown reason, which is always good. I always think it hits different when you have such a soft bubblegum feel to something and then something underhanded hits you kind of by surprise.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
It's interesting the things that they're saying without saying it, such as in the opening credits, they showed us that Sei had a game controller on the floor. So she's already kind of knowledgeable about things like this, other worlds, gaming dynamics. So they say things without having to spend a huge amount of time on it, and they give us the feel of it. So I think that it's really good directing, really good animation, and really good writing.
Yeah, so for me, in terms of entertainment, I was taken aback by the way it looked, and then the questions that it left me with, like, how many times have you summoned a saint? Is this the first time that two saints has come through? What the hell happened to the last saints? Did they die? Are they alive? Are they kings and queens now? If this is not new, then everyone should already know saints exist, sort of situation. So you can't be surprised that some people have never used magic. Do you get what I mean? Like, lots of things that could easily become conspiracies and whatever down the line, which I'm kind of looking forward to going down that rabbit hole with.
Character development. With the character development, it gives you a sense of no character being developed, but when you actually think about it, a lot was done in this small episode. So you've got Sei, she's very no nonsense. She actually seemed less affected by being summoned than she was about being ignored. That really clearly got to her, and they even showed us like a short flashback of her thinking about how she was ignored and discarded. Now, this might actually play into something that she deals with on a regular basis. I noticed that the way that she was drawn was like male long-haired characters in anime. Although she is still drawn really attractively. I think she's pretty. And then you've got Jude. He acts as Say and our teacher about what this world is like and the things that are around and how you deal with magic as well. And he also acts as a comic relief with him teasing Say and the fact that he's surprised with what she can do. Like, she can make these really high grade potions and he doesn't actually realize that she's a saint as well, or at least it appears that he doesn't realize that she's a saint, so it's kind of funny. And then we've got Prince Kyle, who has had the least amount of screen time but the most impact because he clearly objectifies women. He thought that the other girl was a saint based on looks alone. He didn't ask any questions. He burst into the room and immediately went to her and was like, you're the saint, clearly. I don't know why, because she was giving me kind of damsel in distress vibes. Wouldn't your saint be a more strong, put together person? Obviously, Kyle does not think so. And then you've got him refusing to let the saint help the injured people. Why is he doing that? If you've called a saint here to help deal with this miasma and the problems that it causes, then why aren't you letting a strong healer heal the injured? What is he going to use her for instead? Kyle is very interesting. He's a very dubious character, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be a very important key element in the story going forward.
So in terms of character development, I see it as basically Say's story. Now, it's not lost on me that her name is Say and she's a saint. I like the little bit of, phonics there. It was actually quite cool and I thought it was quite clever. And it's subtle as well, just like everything about her character, from her glasses to her hairstyle to her hair colour to the clothes that she kind of wears. It's quite subtle, it's quite normal. It's not your typical waifu or tsundere or, basically two melons in your face and a lot of hype personality. It's not like that. She's a practical, pragmatic girl and I like it. It's awesome. Now, you can tell from the anime that she lives by herself. She takes care of herself. She gets stuff done. And that's probably why she has an affinity to the potion making and whatever, because that's a lot of patience.
She stays late for work. She was the only one left in the office. She
put the work in as well. And I really like the way that they portray Say's character and giving her well-roundedness. Now, every other character is a side character and they all feel like side characters, but you can actually easily distinguish the importance between them as well. Like Prince Kyle, less is more. The less I see him, the more I'm thinking, okay, this guy's got something coming up soon that I need to be worried about. And then you've got the director and this new clandestine figure that we don't know having a conversation about Say and her potion making skills. And Jude, as you said earlier, Ruka, he's a character relief. So I like these characters and they're important. So yeah, I can see where they're going with the character development.
Okay, so we've got character relief.
Shut up, you.
Alright, world building. They've done a lot of different things here to build the world around us. They've explained about the miasma. We know that people can turn into these monsters, these brainless monsters. They've also explained what a salamander was. I know that seems kind of silly, but they've explained a lot of things about the world. They've explained how potions work. Like, we get how this world operates. And also, negatively, the two girls that got summoned, Say and the other girl, they didn't seem shocked or scared by being somewhere and then all of a sudden being somewhere else surrounded by random strangers that they don't know in a place that they don't know. They just seemed kind of unbothered. Yes, the other girl seemed a little bit worried, but come on, you're a girl surrounded by bear dudes that you don't know and you've been teleported. I'd be freaking terrified personally, and I think a lot of women would be terrified in those circumstances. Like, I would not be comfortable. And like I said as well, with the small things, you were also mentioning about her keeping the little elements there. We've got the game controller. She's the last person in the office. You can see that she lives by herself and takes care of herself, like you were saying. Even down to them growing loads of different herbs in a garden for research purposes. I actually like that element, the fact that they're researching it and trying to come up with different potions. In a lot of isekai, the potions are there. They are what they are. So they've put a lot of small elements in here to give us this picture of how this world works and operates. And I like the subtleties.
I like the world that she's been transported to. The world itself looks quite built and integrated, like it's a different system, and the fact that she has gamer knowledge comes through, especially like as you said earlier when she was talking about salamander and she thought that's a dragon, right? No, it's a lizard. Certain idioms in different languages mean the same thing, different kind of words sort of thing. So I really like that. I also like the fact that they left her alone. They're both saints, right? So one of them is someone else and one of them is Say. And they left Say alone as if they couldn't do with two saints. Do you get what I mean? They've got a problem going on, but they've left her alone. But in doing that, we saw that she moved towards whatever her vocation is. Now, is that a plan that was made beforehand or not? Who knows? I do like the way that we're seeing it through her eyes and then getting the little bit of exposition outside.
Plot execution. My plot execution is actually following on from your comment. They summoned someone that they know they cannot send back, and they've casually discarded her as if she is nothing. There is very little regard for her life, what they've done to her, and not just to her, but even going back to the soldiers. Prince Kyle again, very little regard to people who are actually fighting for the country to keep everybody safe. He just acts as if they're things that can be just thrown away. This really helps with the plot execution. It helps for the building blocks of what we're going to expect for the rest of this world. It's very cold. It seems so beautiful and pristine, but then you've got these little things that are happening that is telling you something is wrong here. If the saints are not here to help protect the world, what are they here for? Why are you summoning them? What is the purpose? And also, you've got the whole thing that someone else apologized to Say for the way that Prince Kyle acted. I know he's supposed to be a prince, but you can't even be present? You can't apologize for yourself? Even sending one of your personal messengers to apologize would have been better. But you've got someone completely unrelated apologizing on his behalf. I think that this episode has shown us exactly what we're going to expect for the rest of the episodes. I can understand what the plot is, and I've got a ton of questions as well, which is always a good thing.
Now for me, in terms of plot execution, I want to strip it back to its building blocks. We are harping on about how beautiful it looks. It's truly breathtaking. But look at the way that they did the opening credits. It gave you Re:Zero vibes. It gave you the vibes of animes that are just going in to show you their masterpiece. And it looked like a film, like a little old style French film. Old school films where you see the scenery unnecessarily, but it makes sense in the end. It creates a collage of what the worldscape looks like. It's quite nice. And then you had the cursive writing, which was trash, by the way, in between important bits, just to show the passage of time. They were what they were. Black and white action. It was quite nice. I liked it. And it was subtle. The whole credits situation was subtle. The music was subtle. The movements were subtle. It was just, it was like going on a rowboat journey to someone on a nice hot day sort of thing. It was nice. I liked it.
To the verdict! Creativity, hot or not?
For me, it's a not, unfortunately. I've heard this story too many times. I've played this story too many times.
Hot, I think that they did a good job. Entertainment, hot or not?
It's a hot for me. I think that they've definitely made me want to see the next episode through plot alone. And it's not what they said, it's what they didn't say.
This is a hot for me as well. I think that they also did a good job here. It was very entertaining, it was interesting, and I have a lot of questions. Please answer them. Character development.
I think they did a good job. They set the scene and they made us know who is who and what they're there for. So it's a hot for me.
This is a hot for me as well. They surprisingly managed to develop a couple of characters, kind of snuck up on you there. It was very well done. World building.
It's a hot for me. I think the world has been built visually stunningly and it deserves it.
This is also a hot from me. The visuals are actually stunning, but then you've got this undercurrent that just sneaks up on you. They've just done it again really well. Sorry for repeating myself. Plot execution, hot or not?
So unfortunately, this is a not for me. I feel like it dragged in certain places. Yeah, I definitely want to know what's going on, and yeah, I was entertained, but they could have sorted out the pacing a bit. It wasn't quick enough.
Here we have a full house because I am giving this a hot. I thought it was really good. Sorry, Big Boy Sama, but you're wrong.
Okay.
So there you have it. Big Boy Sama has gone for hot for 3 out of 5 categories, and I have gone for hot for 5 out of 5 categories. So we will fight it out in part 2 and find out who's correct.
Obviously me.
Obviously. You've been wrong every time you've picked an anime for this channel. Every time.
So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Every time.
Peace.